everybody. Welcome back. Thank you for being here. I always appreciate it. Any company that is here to keep me company, I'm here to keep you company. All right, guess what we're working on? Spring. I appreciate those of you who said you weren't tired of it yet. Something I realized was that I only have one little woven wheel rose down here, flower. And I thought, I wanted to fill in this space. So I want to make some ribbon rose, thread roses, whatever I pull out. So I pulled out some stuff, and I'm going to give it a go here with, oh my goodness. I have a lot of stuff. So, yeah. So we're going to play with some of this and see what we get. I don't think I have a thinner purple, but I'm going to try this purple. Purple, one of my favorite colors, purple. All right. Let's see. Ouch. I hope this finds everybody well and doing fine and things are going well for you. I need a purple. It's not really the right purple. Yeah, it's close enough, right? I don't want to use anything thicker. Yes, I hope you are all well. This will be plenty. And I'm wrapping this up because I have some ideas for the summer one, which starts the beginning of June. And I'm going to have to put a little brain power into my thought process about June, about summer, the summer wall hanging that I'll be doing. I did go to a new to me quilt shop, and boy, do I have a story for you. Anyway, she didn't have a whole lot. She's a very teeny tiny quilt shop. But I did find a panel that I'm pretty sure I'm going to try and make the summer panel work with. And the panel is going to be a little bigger than my other pieces that I've made, just because it's pre-printed. And it's going to, I don't know, we'll see. I hope it works. There are 5 prints on that panel. I'm not going to show you right at the moment. I'll show you in a separate video. But it's got a theme to it, which I'll talk about in that video. And I'm just going to go right up here, and I'm going to put I did some little French knots in this one. I don't think you can see. Can you see the little tiny French knots in there? Yes. Boy, that's a real close-up as far as my hands, isn't it? Yeesh. Yeah. So I have been missing. We ended up going on the trip. If you haven't been here in the last, for me, if you haven't seen the last couple of videos, or you're new here, my mother-in-law went into hospice care. Let's see. It was, what is today? I am recording this on Friday. So it was, I can't look at a calendar. Anyway, she went into hospice care. It was a week ago Monday. That's when she went into hospice care. And she was at my sister-in-law's home where she's lived for the last 5 years. So trigger warning. I guess I should give a trigger warning. If you don't want to hear this, you can mute your sound. Or can I do this? I don't want to do that. You can mute your sound, and when I go like this, I'll tell you that the story is over. So you can mute your sound. But my mother-in-law did pass away on Mother's Day last Sunday at 7 p.m. in the evening. Okay. So anyway, we made it in time, and we were glad we went. And I won't talk a whole lot about it because, you know, I don't want to make people sad. But we are doing okay. We made it to Kentucky and back from Virginia. And wow, lots of mountains, lots of curves, lots of driving. And we're thankful that we have a camper van, and that we were comfortable. We found two excellent, well, I don't know about excellent, but very nice. I thought they were both quite nice. Tony thought the one was a little on the not as well kept side. But to be honest, the lady who ran it was extremely kind. So we stayed there on the way back. I mean, on the way there and on the way back. So the first day down, we drove the bulk of the mileage, and we stopped at that campground, and it was quiet. It was peaceful enough, and we got some rest. And then we continued on the trip the next day, which was, we left on a Friday, got there on Saturday. And the lovely part was that my mother-in-law did recognize her son and myself. And we spoke with her and stayed with her for a while. And then we went back to the campground, and Martha, who would be me, fell asleep and slept 9 hours. The only thing that woke me up was Tony got up after I fell asleep. He was watching TV, trying to unwind and relax. And it's only a small camper van. I mean, we're talking 8 feet wide, and that's the outside, and 21 feet long. So not big. And so he got up and he walked to the front of the van, and we have an electric cooler that we use to keep our vegetables frozen and so forth. Well, our frozen stuff frozen. We keep it in there to keep our frozen, because our refrigerator is small. If you know what a dorm style refrigerator looks like, it's very small. And the freezer literally is probably as wide as this mat. So maybe, I don't know, a foot. It's longer than that. It's 13.5 inches. And the freezer is probably maybe, I don't know, somewhere between 12 and 14 inches deep. And it's only this high. It's like 6 inches high. So it's only, to shove stuff in there. A big bag of veggies and a big bag of blueberries, because I eat blueberries every morning, and a big bowl of soup that Tony makes at home and freezes. And then what else? And frozen bean burgers, like 6 small frozen bean burgers. That's all we took the freezer for. And if we had repackaged some of those things, the blueberries and vegetables and stuff, we could have used the small freezer. Anyway, we had this freezer, and the freezer, the electric freezer we bring with us, not the one I was just telling you is only that size, is huge. It's like a big cooler, but it's electric. And it does a very nice job keeping things frozen. However, Tony got up and banged his toe. And it was the third toe in. Or not third, his fourth toe in, next to his baby toe. Holy smokes, he was upset. I woke up, I said, "Are you okay?" He said, "No," and I rolled over and went back to sleep. That's how tired I was. I'm not usually that uncaring, but I was tired. How awful am I? I mean, absolutely awful. He couldn't get over that I'd done that. So the next day, I took care of his toe. I want you to know I took good care of his toe, but it wasn't until the next day. We went shopping, we got some supplies, got a little cover for his toe, and I took care of things. So it's okay. But I was tired. Yeah. So I'm going to see what this looks like. I don't know if this is going to work or not. I don't know that I'm going to be happy with it. I tried using this in another way, and I wasn't happy with it. I have some thread here that I'm trying to separate. Look at this. Look at that jumble of stuff on my desk. I mean, if I sound like I'm struggling, I am. Ugh. So, okay. We're going to play a little bit here and see if I can get this to work. I don't know. This might fall apart as I'm trying to pull it through the threads. So if that happens, it's not worth it. I'll find something else to put in it. Anywho's, we made it there and back. We didn't have any disasters, thank goodness. I wonder if I should do it on a small one. I'll do it on this big one and see what happens. That might be too big. No, Martha, just go for it. Anywho's, I drew these these lines in pencil. See, there it goes. And I didn't want to use a friction marker. So I'm just making sure that I cover all the pencil lines. No, I can't get rid of them, but it's okay. I sort of put my needle on the outside of the circle, and it's all good. Oops. So now we left. There was really bad weather. We were going to leave on a Thursday, but the weather going through the part of the country we had to travel. Oh, Martha, don't do that. The part of the country we had to travel through to get from Virginia to Kentucky was having really severe storms, and we did not want to be in a van, basically a metal can, tin can, during severe rain and thunderstorms and possible hail, and risk our windshield or other windows getting broken by hail. So we weren't able to leave until Friday, and we had overcast skies with some misting and a little bit of rain on the way down, and as well on the way back. But the 2 days we were there were absolutely gorgeous weather. I mean, no humidity, no rain, sunshine, blue skies. It was a beautiful weekend. So we were grateful for that. We were grateful we made it in time to say goodbye. And yeah, things were amazingly, several things fell into place to make it a peaceful experience. Let's just put it that way without going into detail. So we're grateful we got to do that. Coming back, the weather was exactly the same. It was cool. It was misty. It rained a little more that time than it did the time before. I'm going to use, A needle with a really big eye, I think. I think that one's really. Are these the same? Yeah. Okay. I love this little wooden keeper for that, for those kinds of needles. All right. A knot is not where we want to start. I have a knot in the fuzzy yarn. Oops, two separate pieces. Okay, let's go with this one. Let's see, I want to pull it from this end because all of the yarn is going that way. So I think, let's see if my brain is thinking this is the right way. So now, of course, things have to be done to make arrangements. So nothing's going to happen until August. And, oof, let's see. I am going to leave. I don't want to pull this kind of yarn up through my fabric because this is a pretty tightly woven fabric. So I'm going to, let's see, under, over, I think I'm going to go under again and try to hang on to that end. See, if I was trying to pull this the other way, it probably wouldn't work very well because it would be pulling against all of these little feathery things that are sticking out. Let's see. Oh gosh, Martha, you're just pulling it right out, aren't you? Nope. Okay. So under, over, under. Can't chew gum and talk at the same time. Or chew gum and walk at the same time. Which is it? Anyway. Try not to tear this yarn apart because I want it to do its thing here. I do want this to stick out. I don't want it to be all like I want it to be floofy. But it was a whirlwind trip. I was very tired when we got back. We got back on Tuesday and today's Friday. So it's taken me, I've had 2 more nights where I slept like 9 hours, 8 or 9 hours. And for me, that's unusual. I usually sleep 5 or 6 hours a night. Not by choice, just by the fact that that's what happens. So I think I'm sort of what you might call caught up. Although I heard somewhere you never really catch up on lost sleep. I don't know if I agree with that. Because I do feel a lot better if I can sleep really well the next few nights. But our weather here has been really crummy. Overcast and we're under a flood watch for tonight and tomorrow. It's supposed to rain starting 8 o'clock tonight through like for 24 hours. So, yeah. Okay. It's going to infringe on the yellow one a little bit, but that's okay. Gotta figure out where I'm overing and undering. Where are you? You go there. I think that's enough. To be honest, I think if I make it any bigger, it's going to be weird. All I know is I'm glad we went when we did, and I'm glad we got home safe and sound, and I'm glad to be back playing with my stuff. I went on a little shopping trip today and found several things at Michael's that I was looking for, so that made me happy. And I have a new project in mind. How am I going to do this? I think I'm just going to take this and I think I'm going to tack it down with some thread. Let me put this back before I lose it. I had put this in a drawer with some other supplies for a different project. I was looking for like a half an hour for it today. Like, that's what I get for putting things away. I can't find them then. You know, it's not sitting right out in front of me, which is why my desk looks like it does. Plus, I moved my stuff downstairs a couple months ago, and I hated it down in the basement. So I moved it back upstairs. Before I moved it, I had everything in place. Like, I could go anywhere in this room and just put my hand in a drawer or in a box, and I knew what I wanted was in there. Ever since I moved back upstairs, it has not been that easy. Does that ever happen to you? Like, you rearrange and you're so used to the way things were before you rearranged that after you rearrange, you just can't get used to it again? Usually I adjust pretty well because when I rearrange, it's usually for reasons that it wasn't working the other way. But man, this time it has not been so user-friendly to me. Okay, that's kind of cool. I'm happy with that. Now I wanted to use some other colors. I did purple, yellow, pink. Now I have these other colors in here. I don't know if I want to do a blue. There's some blue down here, blue flowers. So I could use blue. I have red. I do want to do a red. Thread. I did pink. I have a yellow, but I don't know that I want to do another fuzzy one like that. I did that out of that ribbon, but I do have this yellow ribbon. And I have 1, 2, 3, 4. All right, we'll do the red one first because I do want to do that one. Okay, red. Oh my gosh. I really don't need that much. Watch me not have enough now because I cut it too short. Wouldn't put it past myself. But Sunday is my birthday. I'll be 68. Thank you, Robin, for my beautiful card. And thank you for my beautiful gift card that you sent. You are way too generous. Way, way too generous to me. And I love you and I appreciate it. Robin and I became friends through this channel. And I'm very grateful for her. And she makes beautiful cards. And I'm always the lucky recipient of them. She's way generous. And thinking we might go shopping on Sunday. Except they're running the Marine Corps Marathon up in Fredericksburg. And I'm like, I don't want to go up there, but like Joann's and Marshall's and Target all have stores down. We have to travel, I don't know, 7 miles, something like that, down the road away from Fredericksburg to get to those stores. So I think we might go there, and I'll poke around Joann's, see if there's anything there I want. By the way, if you're looking for the silk threads that I've talked about on this channel, like these, I really like stitching with these. They're very fine, but I really like stitching with them for certain things, like, you know, either using them on these flowers or other, I mean, they're great. It's really nice thread to stitch with. They have those buy 3, get 3 free. So basically you're getting them 50% off. So if you're looking for those, they are on sale right now. I don't know how long the sale lasts, but I did get an email with that. And when we went shopping today at Michael's, I had a $5 off rewards coupon for spending money over the last couple months. It only takes me a month because I'm always getting something. I had a 30% off one item and a 40% off one item. So basically what I got, and I'll, why not show you? Why not? Let's see. I got this set of wool. It is tapestry wool, but it's thick. It's not, the Appleton is crewel wool, and this is very thin compared to this. Zoom you in. So that is very thin compared to that wool. So anyway, I'd love to find a company that does other crewel wool, but I really like the colors in here. So these two colors especially are what I'm looking for, but I love the purples and the baby blues and the pink and all that. So I got that. That was $20. I got this wool, felted wool. It's 100% wool. So it's the only place I can find wool, and it's nice and thick. So if you want wool, Michael's, I got these two, and I got a new little toy tool to play with. So I have this tool, which is for latch hook rugs, which is not exactly what I'm going to make, but I needed the latch hook for a project that I'm going to be doing. And I got this in the mail today. I ordered this through Amazon, but it actually came from a company in New York. And this is a punch rug needle. So it comes with 3 sizes. These are the smaller sizes. And my other punch needles are not adjustable. So this one is adjustable. You can make the hooks longer, or you can make them short loops, just little short loops. So, yeah. And this, what I like about this is, whoopsies, except it has a spring in it. But you can close it so the point isn't sticking out. So there is that, which in my case is probably a good thing, so I don't stab myself. But anyway, yeah, so let's see. Sorry. All right, back to this. All right, red. So that was my little haul from Michael's today, and I'm looking forward to, where's my, I've lost a needle, people. Where's the chenille needle? Okay. Well, I guess I'll get another one out. I know I used it for, there it is. It was laying down flat and I couldn't see it. What is that? No. Squirrel. Anywho's, yeah. So I had a a fun little trip to Michael's. And with those coupons, for the cost of that yarn, the wool thread alone, excuse me, I'm going to sneeze. Excuse me. This alone cost $19.99 or something like that. I think it was $20. So this alone, would have cost that. But with my coupons, Tony's Military Discount, the $5 off voucher for being a customer who often shops there, and the 30% off and the 40% off coupons, we spent $16 and some cents. So, I mean, basically everything else was free. Oop. So it's worth it to sign up. If you're like me, it's worth it to sign up for the emails and to, join their, I don't know if it's a loyalty program or what they call it at this point. But, I mean, their coupons are not normally as great as Joann coupons, but that being said, Joann is a lot further away from me, and I found what I wanted, and I got a good deal because we went to Costco, and Costco is right next door to Michael's. Well, practically next door. It's across the parking lot, but yeah. I think these flowers are so easy, so fun, and so pretty. I mean, they're so easy to do. Why wouldn't you do them? Again, a lot of my ribbons, my thin ribbons like this, I get them from Walmart. If you want to know where I get these from, the least expensive place I have found is Walmart. So, let me tell you about the quilt shop. Now, some of you may agree with me. Some of you may disagree with me. This is just how I feel about it. But we went to this, where we keep our horse boarded, there is a nearby town called Warrenton, Virginia. And I found through the newspaper that I got when I went to, Knitwit Yarn Shop and got my Appleton wool. They gave me a little country newspaper kind of thing, right? Full of ads, of course. And they give it to me because their ad is in the paper. And I think the paper is free anyway. Like, you can pick it up in certain places for free. Anywho's, so their ad is in the paper. So she gave me the paper. And when I was looking through it after I got home from picking up the Appleton wool, I saw an ad for a quilt shop. Well, all the quilt shops around me that used to be here have all closed. And there used to be one in Warrenton, but she closed too. She sells on Etsy now, and she sells like felt supplies. So, one more, because I want to cover up this thread here. So, let's see. I want to cover that thread up too, so I'm going to go under that one. Sorry, can't talk and chew gum at the same time, like I said before. Okay, so I'm going to go back down here. All right. I'm going to tug on that a little bit. There, very pretty. So, anyway, I found this little quilt shop, and the address is like 50, maybe it's 28.5 South West Street, or whatever it was, 5th Street, or something like that. So I'm like, okay, well, why is there a 0.5 in the you know, is it half a store or what? Well, I wasn't that far off. So you walk in the front door, and in this window, in the picture window on this side, is a sewing machine, a picture of a sewing machine. On this side are a bunch of guns. I kid you not, guns. If you're not from the US, you may not understand this at all. But anyway, so I walk in, and literally it's one store. The gun store and the quilt shop are in the same store. So you walk in, say this is the store. You walk in the door in the center, and you go to the right and you can buy a gun. You walk to the left and you can buy quilt fabric. I kid you not. I don't think I'll be back to the quilt shop. Just my own personal feelings about it. Don't care to be in a quilt shop that shares space with gun shop. It's just me, but I just don't care to share that space. So, plus she didn't have a whole lot. I mean, it was such a small shop. She was sweet as pie. She was a very nice lady. I don't think she was the owner. I think she was a person who works there, an employee. That would be a person who works there. Martha, you're such a dork. Anyway, yeah, but oh look, thimble. But all right, two ends hanging out here. I did buy the panel there, but I mean, she had some French General. She didn't have the older French General. She had the newer Antoinette. But she didn't have a lot of... I was looking for like 2.5-inch charms. I was looking for 5-inch charm packs. She had some 10-inch layer cakes, they called them. But I think I'm going to put this one here. But it wasn't in fabrics I wanted. So it was so tiny. It was literally just 2 small rows. So it wasn't really a large enough quilt shop. So I don't know. Anyway, it was an interesting... And then I said I needed, she's like, can I help you with anything? And I said, actually, I'll be right back. I need to use a restroom. She goes, oh, we have one. And I looked around. I'm like, where? Because the place was really tiny. And she said, well, you walk across the street and you see that little red door. And literally, it was just a door. Like, it was just a door between 2 other buildings that had their own doors. She goes, you go through there and the restroom is at the back. And she said, and take a look around in there while you're there. I'm thinking, do I have to walk through an alley? I mean, what is this? No, it's literally a hallway between 2 buildings that they closed in, and you can't see the knots I'm putting in anyways, so I'm not going to bother. And she had fabric bolts in there and all kinds of stuff in her office and a bathroom. So the bathroom wasn't even in the same building. I'm like, is this like the Twilight Zone or what? So Tony and I just looked at each other. He's like, where did you go? He went next door to there was a bakery, and he went next door to get coffee. And I'm like, sure, desert me while I'm standing here in a gun shop combined with a quilt shop. I don't know. I don't know. I don't know what this country's coming to, honestly. But anyway, I thought it was humorous. I thought I'd just share that story with you. Tell me in the comments below if you've ever been in somewhere so strange you're like, you turn around and look to see if there's like a candid camera following you. Because honest to goodness, it was like, is this a joke? Yeah, it was just a strange experience. And if you're not from this country, I don't know how it is in other countries. I've heard it's not that easy to get guns in other countries. But I know other countries have hunters. So, but other countries don't deal with mass shootings like we've dealt with here in America. So I don't know. I'm not going to get political or get into any of that. I'm just dumbfounded some days about the things I find out. So yeah, I really did not know. I don't know if they're like, if the couple, like I said, I don't think the lady I was dealing with was the owner. So I don't know if they're like a married couple and they're sharing the space. I don't know. It's just weird to me. But yeah, everywhere we turn around, there are gun shops around here. So I'm not saying you shouldn't have a right to bear arms. I'm not going there. I just don't understand why they have to be combined with a quilt shop. Ow! All right. I'm getting... The inside of this flower is disappearing, and I want to kind of bring that out a little bit, but I'm not being very successful. Okay. Yep, but we didn't get to do, like, there was nowhere I wanted, since we were in Kentucky, I wanted to go to Paducah, Kentucky, and there's a big quilt store there, and for my life, I can't remember the name of it, which is really bad, but Paducah was at least an hour, maybe more, west. I have to point in order to get my directions in my head. West, left is west, of where we were. And it was such a crazy whirlwind trip. And we weren't supposed to leave until Tuesday. We left on Monday. Because again, the part of the country we were supposed to be traveling through, if we had left Tuesday and traveled Tuesday and Wednesday, was supposed to get really heavy rain and storms and stuff again. And we just didn't want to get caught in it. So after we spent the morning with Tony's sister and they worked on some of the things they needed to work on together, we took off in the van and drove about 4 hours. That's including stops. You know, it probably could have been a 3-hour drive, but we have to stop and go use the restroom because we're old. We had to stop and grab something to eat. We eat food in the van. We didn't stop and get fast food. We stopped and got gas. Of course, some of those stops are combined, you know, because gas stops and potty breaks are all combined. So yeah, it's, you know, you have to stop. And man, driving through the mountains, you can go through some fuel. Up and down, up and down. The down is easy. You're coasting down, but the ups, our van is not a Sprinter van. It's not a Mercedes. It's a Ram ProMaster, and not a lot of power. So, yeah. We used to have a Mercedes van. That thing could take hills and mountains like, you know, piece of cake. It was like melting butter in a hot pan. You didn't even notice it. A Ram, not so much. Pretty much you gotta really watch it. The engine not overheating, and you gotta, yeah, it does not like hills. But Mercedes was just too expensive for us to keep the service up. So, whoops. One more. I really like these ribbon roses. Yes. All right. Let's see. Yep. is done. I have a lot of white ribbon here, so maybe I will just, oh goodness, make another white one. Maybe? All right, we'll do one more together because we're at 45 minutes. I could do another white one over here, and then this could be, I don't know what color I'll make that. I have this gold. That might be pretty, but it's not shiny like the other ribbon. Maybe I'll make it the blue ribbon because that's shiny. This is shiny. Yeah, that'll be pretty. All right, so I'll, needle. I'll save the other white one for when I'm off camera, and I'll do this last one in this blue. Blue, I need blue. Blue, blue, blue. Blue, 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 blue. I need some blue thread. Blue thread. I try not to use too heavy a thread for that part of it, just because I don't want it to show. I'd rather have it less visible than, boy, I have a lot of stuff to put away when I get done. Tony is at his physical therapy appointment. We went to see Blue yesterday because it was the only day it wasn't supposed to rain this week. It was pretty yesterday. Sunshine, dry air. Oh my gosh, it was beautiful. But not so today. Blue always walks up to the car because he knows he's going to get apples and carrots. And brushed and groomed and taken care of. Uh-oh. Needle down. Oh my gosh. Needle just bounced right off of the thing and I wasn't even touching it. Somebody's haunting this room. And of course, I said, I'll go see Blue with you if you take me to the quilt shop. I won't make that mistake again. Goodness gracious. There's one other quilt shop that we might go visit. Oh, I have another story to tell you. I'm just full of stories, aren't I? That's what happens when I don't make a video for a week. I actually have things to talk about. So there's an upcycle, recycle craft place, but it's like an hour and 15 minutes away from here. It's where we used to live up in Northern Virginia. Hour on a good day of traffic. Could be as much as 3 hours if you get into traffic and there's an accident or something. But anyway, they're only open on Thursdays, Fridays, Saturdays. I don't know if they're open on Sundays. Anyway, they posted on Facebook that they have, boy, that wasn't very even, that they had silk embroidery threads, silk ribbons. I didn't see the ribbons in the Facebook page pictures that they showed. Anyway, and regular embroidery threads, a whole bunch that had just come in from being donated. Well, people were jumping all over that. Like one lady posted, if I pay for it via phone, can I come pick it up Friday? Blah, blah, blah. And I'm thinking, that's not fair, you know? But anyway, yeah, people were jumping all over that. Lots of people wanted it. So if I had not just, you know, returned from this big trip, I might have actually gotten up Thursday morning. This ribbon doesn't want to come through this fabric. I'm trying to sort of tear the fabric to get it through. And like at 4 o'clock and gone up there and stood outside the door. So I would have been the first one there. But I mean, it just wasn't worth it for me. If I lived closer, I probably would have gotten feisty and gone and done that. This is not really cooperating. Sir, we shall play along. Once you get it started and those threads are a little stretched out, it works a little better. But yeah, a lot of people were talking about wanting that thread. So they occasionally get things in that are like big hot ticket items. But because we don't live nearby, shoot, I'm struggling with this one. Come on. All right. I need to get this through. Okay. Whew. Hopefully it's easier from this point on. This ribbon is a tad bit thick for the size I'm using here. For the size flower I'm making, so it's probably not the smartest choice. All right, we're going to try and take it through this way. Yeah. Okay, and then we got to come around this way. Don't get the threads. I don't want the threads. I just want under the thread. Oops. Oops. Up, 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 up. No unthreading the needle. Not allowed. It's the only time it's happened yet. I'd like to make it one video where my needle doesn't come unthreaded. I don't know if I've ever made a video where my needle never came unthreaded. It's a first time for everything, they say, but I don't know. Alrighty. Now we're getting somewhere. This won't have too many more times around, and then we'll be done. And I'll make one more white one over here. No. Okay. Yeah, so leave a comment below. What's the strangest place you've ever walked into where it was like totally unexpected that you would see what you saw there? And if it's craft related, that's even better. I'm trying to see where I'm at as far as, okay, under, over. There should be another thread right there, but there's not. So I guess I come around this way. Nope, getting a little tight. And you can manipulate your ribbon so that it sort of makes a point or a rounded edge or go underneath the other edges. So it sort of lifts that flower up. There's a lot of ways you can do this. If you look at the ones I've done, several of them look different than the others. That's the one where I made the thread too long, so I am trying to work my way around one more time. I know there's a thread under here. It's right there. Oops. Come on. All right, last one. So that I can cover up that thread. The initial thread is what I'm talking about. Okay, let's see if we can get this back down. Nope, I don't want it to go through there because it'll be even harder, more difficult. Okay, oh, my foot fell asleep. Okay, come on. Almost there. Urgh! Need a little help from my friends. Everybody say, pull. There. Thank you for your help. All right. Let me cut this off. Alrighty. There. Look at that. Got that one, that one, that one, that one, that one done. I think it looks nice. I'll put one more right here, maybe one up here, and I'm going to call this piece, except I do want to stitch, like I want to put little stitches here. I'm going to put a piece of muslin on the back, and I'm going to put little stitches all around in, I think I'm going to use this yellow silk. And just put little tiny seed stitches all around to give it some texture. And then I think I'm calling this done, except I have to put something up here in writing. Haven't figured that out yet. I don't know what that's going to be. We'll see. But thanks for joining me and listening to me, you know, talk. I appreciate it. I hope I kept you company while you were stitching. Let me know what you're working on below. And again, in the comments, let me know the strangest place you've ever walked into that caught you off guard. And give me a thumbs up if you liked keeping me company. And subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. It's free. Subscription. Subscribing on YouTube is free. So take care, everybody. And I'm grateful for you being here. And thanks for waiting for me to come back from that trip. And love y'all. Happy crafting. Find your joy. Bye.